Hello folks, so today's message is freeing ourselves from needing I think there's two messages. First one, freeing ourselves from needing the latest ... whatever is in ... So say you're going shopping for a top to go out and everybody says, do you know the latest colours, the latest style, the latest this, and say you spot a top but it's not the latest need, or it's not the latest thing everybody has. Fantastic. As we awaken and as we heal, we're going to be stepping away from the latest. And we're going to be stepping more into actually what resonates with us individually. So stepping away from the latest whatever. And this is not just about, clothes, cars, houses, colours of bridesmaid dresses. This is also on your spiritual path. So stepping away from the latest tarot deck, and you've got to have this tarot deck, or you've got to have this crystal, or you've got to have this spray, or you've got to get this oil, you've got to get this candle, you've got to get this altar cloth, all of which I know I have been terribly guilty about. And it's this past week where it's got that bad we were considering going up into the loft. Getting the loft knocked through so I can work up there, until I went, no. And I'm going through my room now and I'm decluttering because I fell into those traps. So I need the latest tarot deck. I need the latest oracle deck. And when it comes down to it, there's about 10 out of hundreds. It's been hundreds that are now getting whittled right down that I've used. And I actually feel free from it. Tech's another one. You need the latest this, you need the latest that. Then you buy the latest that, and then you need something else because the system has told you that. When you start to see through it and realise that you don't need that actually it's okay to do it that way, you free yourself. And this energy is in a lot of things. You need to do it this way. You need to do it that way. You need this to do that. And actually when you realise that you don't, it frees you up. And if you are on your spiritual path and you're going into a lot of these new age shops, and I remember once we went to Glastonbury and it devastated me. I was at a time when my business was quite new and there wasn't a lot of revenue coming in, and I'd heard about these amazing crystal shops in Glastonbury that everybody had been to, but they hadn't. And you need to get a crystal from Glastonbury. And I went to every single crystal shop in the high street in Glastonbury, and it just got dearer and dearer and dearer and dearer, expensive and expensive. And I remember thinking, there is no way I am paying that for a crystal because it's on a Glastonbury high street. And I remember being really gutted and walking away and thinking, no. And you know what? I'm still here. My healing journey has still progressed. My awareness has still progressed. I'm still here. So being aware on the spiritual path, those that will try and tell you you need the latest to be able to do something, can be very disempowering. And you go into a lot of these shops and there's these cards and there's these books and there's these ointments and everything, and it's like, oh, you don't. See what your soul is drawn to. What just one crystal? What one deck of cards are you going to be drawn to and use regular where you've not got hundreds? What one spiritual book do you want to buy that really means something to your soul? Not going in and buying I've done it. And I need all the incense. It just makes me sneeze. I need all of that. And I need all this spiritual jewellery. You don't. A couple of pieces, a couple of decks, one or two crystals, a little bit of incense, some oils that you've really researched about, and that's how you have a much more healthier relationship in the matrix and in the spiritual matrix. Second message is, we're going to find more and more, and I've been doing this as well, which is why I'm talking about it, where somebody will say, what do you do for a living? And you'll say, oh, I'm a mentor. Because you won't dare say I'm a Reiki master or I'm a shamanic practitioner or I'm a clairvoyant because of the reactions you can get. Those days are going. The days of not telling people you use tarot, crystals or whatever, or that you're a spiritual path, shamanic path, Reiki, or whatever path you're on, are going. Because one of the big things we're going to be asked to do is talk about it more in circles that we wouldn't have dreamt of. Because what my guide said was, how will the message get out otherwise? If people that, if you know, if we just stick together and don't share anything, and you know, we go to a party and we just sit quiet in the corner looking at our watch, how else is it going to get out there? And it needs to get out there. Even if somebody gets really triggered by you and walks off or refuses to speak to you or thinks you're a witch, great. Because every time somebody gets triggered, it opens an opportunity up for their healing. It's the same for all of us. So even if somebody laughs at you or mocks you, so what? Again, being mocked loads in life, still here and still breathing. So those are the two messages for today. Don't get drawn into, you need this to do this. You don't. I remember ages ago, one more little story before I go. I went away to stay in a hotel, and usually I'd take this crystal, that spray, everything, these tarot cards. And I got there and I was like, I'd forgotten everything. And it was in actually quite a heavy energy place as when I was like, oh, what am I going to do? I've forgotten all the tools I need. And I heard a voice and said, well, it's time you stopped using them, isn't it? And I put other protection around that room without the need for or crystals or salt or anything else that you can use. Because ultimately, this is the conduit that you use, your body. I'm seeing a lot of it on social media at the minute. Bye. It's like for menopause as well. You need this cream, you need this ointment, you need this drink, you need this thing. And you know, if you think about it, we're getting bombarded with what we need. When what we need is peace and quiet and to find your way through it yourself. Thanks for watching. Love to all. Ta-ta for now.